Okay, welcome back students. Today we are going to discuss part 8 of our unit 2, that is unit of life. Okay, so let's begin with the topic. But yes, before I start the main topic, I would like to inform that the images used in our slides are for education purpose only. We respect intellectual property right of original creator and owner of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this PPT or have any concern, any issue, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Now, in this particular video lecture, we are going to discuss about this topic, cell reproduction. Okay, cell reproduction. And what is cell reproduction? So, cell division, it is a process by which cell divides into two new cells, or we can say two daughter cell. Okay, we can further divide this cell division type into three different types. Generally, these bacteria, or we can say prokaryotes, utilize this technique for their division purpose, binary fission. What is the name of this process? Binary fission, in which parent cell divide equally and form two new identical cells, right? And in eukaryotes there are two type of divisions, generally mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis in normally all type of somatic cells. For what? Why there is a need of mitosis? If a cell want to grow or any organism want to grow, so this particular type of division is necessary for the growth of an organism, for the growth of the cell. Or secondly, if a replacement of a damaged tissue, there is a need to replace a particular type of tissue if it is damaged by any reason, or aging is there. Okay, so replacement of or repair of damaged cell. Okay, and meiosis, this is a specific type of cell division occur in the sex cells, okay, or gametes. So for sexual reproduction, this meiosis for generating different genetic diversity, right? So formation of sex cells or gametes is done by this meiosis only. Okay, clear? Now, so next question arises, why do cells need to reproduce? In a very brief manner, I just told you why there is a need, but in a little bit elaborated way, I just prepared two slides for this topic, why do cell need to reproduce. So first reason is growth. Okay, as an organism grow, the number of cells in its body increase through cell division only. Okay, so during development, cells specialized and differentiate into various cell type, which is essential for the formation of tissue, organ and complex body structure, right? Initially 1 cell, 2 cell, 8 cell, 16 cell type of things, but if any organism want to grow and is specialized, then after there is a need of cell division, and after some time that type of cell is specialized for their own type of function. Okay, so for this purpose, for growth purpose, we need to not we but cell need to be divide, need to be reproduced. Okay, second is tissue repair and maintenance. Tissue repair and tissue maintenance. Cell reproduce to replace damaged or dying cells which are present in our body, because every cell is having its own lifespan. Okay, so that particular aging cell or damaged cell has to be replaced. So at that time we need to have a new cell in place of with which we can replace the dying cell. Okay, so this process is crucial for tissue repair and maintenance. As you can see, if I have any cut in our skin, so very frequently what will happen? Cell division occur at that particular place, and that new cell replace the damaged cells, right? And this is how wound healing occur in the body. So this is the reason: growth, tissue repair, and maintenance. That's why cells need to be reproduced. And replacement is an next type, next reason. Cells in the body have a limited lifespan. Just now we have discussed this. Okay, all cells have a limited lifespan. So eventually what will happen? Eventually cells become old, damaged, or less functional. So cell reproduction allow the replacement of these aged cell with the new and healthy one, and helping to maintain proper functioning of tissue and proper functioning of organs as well. Okay, so what is the summary of this particular concept? Cell reproduction is essential for growth, development, and maintenance of multicellular organisms. And cell reproduction is equally important for genetic diversity, adaptation, and evolution of the species. Continuous, right? So it is a fundamental biological process that underlies many aspects of the life on Earth. Okay, so now let's discuss different type of cell reproduction. First is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. It is a mode of reproduction in which offsprings are produced without the involvement of gametes. Gametes means sperm and egg cells, right? Or fusion of the genetic material from two parents. Okay, so it is a mode of reproduction in which offsprings are produced without the involvement of two parents, or without the involvement of the fusion of two gametes, means egg and sperm. Like in bacteria, asexual reproduction is a very common process of reproduction. Similarly, for protists, for some kind of plants, and we can divide into three different categories, like binary fission, budding is there, fragmentation is there. Okay, so what is the advantage? Advantage is this, that it is a very rapid reproduction type. Very rapidly occur this particular phenomena, and because of sexual reproduction, cells very quickly get the ability to colonize in new environment. Okay, however, it does not promote genetic diversity because there is no fusion of egg and sperms occur. So no genetic diversity because the offsprings are clone of the parent, exact clone of the parents. Okay, which can limit the ability to adapt to the changing environment. Okay, if we want to adapt, or if any organism want to adapt with the changing environment, it need to be reproduced via sexual meaning, via meiosis, where genetic recombination occur, right? But here only division. Asexual means one parent to two daughter cell, then two daughter cell to next two, like this. So there is no involvement of sex cells are there. There is no fusion of gametes, so no genetic diversity. So it can limit the ability to adapt to changing environment. Okay, now sexual reproduction, second type of mode of reproduction, in which offsprings are produced by the fusion of gametes. By the fusion of gametes means by the fusion of egg and sperms, or we can say specialized reproductive cells, right? So in sexual reproduction, two parent organisms, typically one male and one female, each contribute genetic material to produce genetically diverse type of offspring, right? So this genetic diversity is the key advantage of sexual reproduction. Why there is a need of sexual reproduction? Just to create genetic diversity. And this sexual reproduction play a significant role in adaptation and evolution of species. What is the significance of sexual reproduction? To get adapted in the changed environment and evolution of the species occur only and only because of the sexual reproduction, because genetic diversity is the key feature of that, right? So first meiosis, then fertilization occur in this particular process, sexual reproduction. Now asexual reproduction, as already we have discussed three types: binary fission, fragmentation, and we have discussed just now binary fission. You can see over here, this is a one bacterial cell and equally divided into two type of offspring, two offspring. So it is a common form of asexual reproduction of a single celled organism like any bacteria, any protist. Okay, so binary fission is a common type of reproduction in bacteria and protist, in which the cells simply divide into two identical daughter cell, as you can see over here, in two identical daughter cell, each with the same genetic material as the parent cell. Okay, so the organism duplicate its genetic material. Okay, means genetic material means DNA. Okay, and if RNA has a genetic material in there, then RNA, and then divide into two parts, means cytokinesis, and with each new organism receiving one copy of DNA. Okay, so this is about binary fission. Now second type is budding. It is again a form of asexual reproduction, right, in which new organisms develop as a outgrowth or bud on the parent organism. Here I have given you the example of Hydra. This is a picture of parent Hydra. After some time, when reproduction process starts, a small bud arises on the body of parent, right? You can see over here, and that slowly this bud grows up, and slowly it also develop its mouth here and tentacles, right? And then after fully development, this bud detach from the parent body and form a new Hydra. And this is how this budding process proceed. Okay, so no organisms develop a new outgrowth as well, as you can see over here. Okay, and this process is common in various organisms including plant, animal, fungus, and single-celled organisms like yeast. Right? So this is second type of asexual mode of reproduction. Third is regeneration, in which organisms perform regeneration, are capable of regenerating their lost body part, via a process known as mitosis. Okay, as you can see, there are some animals, some reptiles like lizard. Very quickly, lizard regenerate its tail. How? Through this process, regeneration. Immediately, mitotic division is there, and lizard is able to regenerate its tail. Similarly, starfish growing their arms. Human also, some body parts of human like liver. Quickly, liver heal itself by regenerating its damaged part. Okay, so some other organism like Hydra, planaria also exhibit a regeneration. Means if this is a planaria, say for example, if I cut planaria into 2 or 3 pieces, very quickly all 3 pieces are able to regenerate whole body like this. Okay, so this is known as regeneration process. It is a type of mode of reproduction coming under asexual mode of reproduction type. Clear? Now let's discuss cell cycle. Cell cycle. Okay, the cell increase in size due to growth, and it is a characteristic feature of all living organisms. Right, the cell division is a continuous and dynamic process, and it involves 3 main stages. Okay, first, this DNA replication. Second, nuclear division, or we can say karyokinesis. And the third and last one is cytoplasmic division or cytokinesis. So first is DNA replication. First is DNA replication. Okay, then division of nucleus means karyokinesis, then division of cytoplasm known as cytokinesis. These three steps or these three process occur in this particular cell cycle. And the cell division again of two type on the basis of genome present into the daughter cell in comparison to the dividing parental cell. It may be mitosis type or it may be meiosis type. Okay, so let's discuss different phases of cell cycle. Cell cycle consists of two stages. One long undivided phase is known as interphase or I phase. This one is long and undivided stage. There is no division. Okay, only preparation of division occur in this particular phase. And second one is the short or we can say dividing stage known as mitotic phase or M phase. Mitotic phase or M phase. Okay. So as you can see over here in this particular diagram, this one is G1 stage, then S phase and G2 phase. All these three phases are the part of interphase. Here it is mentioned interphase, interphase, interphase. Okay, so this whole process from here to here, this whole process comes under interphase category. We can further subdivide this interphase into three subdivision subheadings. First is G1, already just now I told you, S phase and G2 phase. Okay, so interphase, it is the time between the end of telophase. Telophase is a last stage of mitosis or meiosis, whatever. Okay, so time between end of the telophase and the beginning of the next M phase is called interphase. And what is the time duration for the preparation of this? This is about 10 to 30 hour. Total hour 10 to 30 hour. So can I write over here 10 to 30 hour total time? Okay, interphase, I phase. Right. So during this phase, cell grows by synthesizing biologically important molecules, biomolecules. What kind of biomolecules? Like lipid, protein, carbohydrate, nucleic acid, because cell need to be divide itself into two daughter cell. So there is some preparation is required, right? So synthesis of biologically important molecule, right? So according to the phases of synthesis, we can further divide interphase into three subheadings: G1, or we can say first gap or G1 phase, second is synthesis phase or synthetic phase or S phase, and the second gap or G2 phase. Clear? Now first one, G1 phase, this one. Let's discuss this G1 phase. The gap between previous mitosis, this is the mitosis phase. Okay, so what is this? Gap between this previous mitosis and beginning of DNA synthesis. DNA synthesis occur in this S phase, right? So G1 is known as the gap between previous mitosis, this, and the beginning of DNA synthesis. Okay? Yes. So in this stage, initial growth of newly formed cells takes place. Newly formed cells, this is the gap between mitosis. So after mitosis, new form has been developed, right? And then, so there must be a growth in the newly formed cells. So in this stage, initial growth of newly formed cells takes place. Am I right? Okay, and various biological molecules like carbohydrate, protein, lipid, and some non-stop protein are synthesized in this particular G1 phase. Okay, so can I write down over here synthesis of biomolecules occur in G1 phase. Biomolecules means all type of essential molecule which is required for the life. Okay, so synthesis of biomolecules occur in G1 phase. Okay, and normal metabolism also carried out for the preparation of DNA replication, that is takes place just after G1 phase. Okay, so and DNA synthesis does not occur in this phase, that is a part of S phase. It is mentioned over here. DNA synthesis occur in S phase of interphase. Okay, now in S phase, duplication of each chromosomes takes place by replication. Duplication of chromosome by replication of new DNA molecule on the template of existing DNA. Okay, that's why it is written over here. DNA synthesis occur in S phase. Here, synthesis of biomolecule. Here, DNA synthesis in S phase, right? And some histone protein as well. Synthesis of histone protein, their mRNA, some non-histone protein, and formation of new nucleosomes, because these are related to DNA synthesis. Okay, so and what is the time duration of this S phase? Approximately 6 to 8 hours out of that 30 hour. Total time of interphase up to 30 hours, right? So out of that 30 hours, 6 to 8 hours occur in this particular stage, S stage, DNA chromosome duplication or DNA synthesis, right? Third one is the G2 phase. In G2 phase, this is a gap between DNA synthesis, am I right? This is DNA synthesis part and mitosis, right? So G2 is a gap between DNA synthesis and nuclear division or mitosis, right? Here, RNA transcription and protein synthesis occur. So, here can I write down RNA transcription and translation, right? So, here biomolecule, here DNA synthesis, here transcription and translation means protein, right? RNA transcription and protein synthesis. And further growth of the cell and preparation for its division also takes place in this particular stage. And in this G2 stage, one more thing, duplication of the cell organelle occur, like centriole, mitochondria, Golgi complex are double in this particular phase because they equally divide into two cells. Na? So doubling of DNA, equally division of DNA also occur. So there is doubling of DNA occur in S phase and doubling of different organelles occur in G2 phase. So can I write down over here? Doubling of cell organelle. These two important things are proceed in G2 phase. First is RNA transcription, protein synthesis, and doubling of centriole, mitochondria, Golgi complex, mainly mitochondria, Golgi complex, and centriole. Protein to spindle and esterase. This one is required in mitosis. right? So these are synthesized. Active metabolism store energy for the next mitosis. So, and what is the time duration? 5 2 to 5 hour out of 30 hours. Clear? So here in G1, synthesis of biomolecules, S, synthesis of DNA, G2, synthesis of protein, RNA, and doubling of cell organelle like mitochondria, Golgi complex, centriole occur, and protein and esterase are also synthesized in G2 because these need to be there before mitosis because it uh, involve in mitosis for the division, equal division of chromosomes, right? So this is all about the cell cycle steps, different phases which comes in under cell cycle, and different type of different mode of reproduction comes under asexual reproduction we have discussed in this particular video lecture. I hope all the concept has been cleared. Still you have any doubt, any query, you can write down to the comment box. We will discuss it later on. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Namaskar.